Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on in. We'll see what the topic is surrounding love. What's the big message on this one? We have a Five of Wands, and this is a crazy little house party we got going on. We got a couple of backwards riding cowboys on a flying weasel. We have got a barbecue that has a whole bunch of party crashers at it. We've got something that feels, this always has like a Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday vibe to it to me. I think just because I see like some costumes and stuff, and it just feels like revelry with maybe just a bit of wildness to it. Five of Wands can be practice fighting and arguing. It can be problems, but it can also be just working through problems in even a fun way. Loud and boisterous doesn't mean mean and angry. Even hooting and hollering, it doesn't actually mean bad, or at least I don't know. I come from a super loud family where most of our conversations sound like we're yelling, but that's just how we talk. Other people probably wouldn't like it so much, but it's totally normal where I come from. So to me, this, I would be right at home in this ruckus. I'd be like, oh yeah, yeah. Everybody's got to put in their 2 cents. Everybody's got to shout and, dance and, just have a kind of a big old jamboree. So I don't look at this as a negative. Hi, everybody. Great to see you guys. Wendy, you're right on time. Zoe, you're first in the house tonight. Hi, sweetheart. Violet, you're coming right in on second. Well, your comment, Violet, came in as second, but you guys probably matched each other. Miss Moody, happy heart. Good to see you. Hi, RS. Hi, Rosie. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Okay, we have the Lovers in the reverse, and we have the Princess of Wands. This to me says somebody's getting a kiss from somebody new. Maybe this happened on New Year's, or maybe this is going to be a second New Year's celebration for Year of the Snake on the 29th. Maybe this is going to be something that is yet to unfold, come Mardi Gras season. But it's like somebody becomes aware that they're glad that they have a different lover, because we've got a new spark, a new flame. And it is, I definitely feel like, I don't know if somebody does shuffle dancing or they're at some techno beat house party / dance party. It just feels very casual, very fun. But it's like, damn, I'm glad that I'm not with an ex. And it's going to strike somebody that they weren't with the right person in the past if it was a lot of moodiness. The energy that surrounds this person, and maybe more authentically who they are, is somebody more boisterous, more fun, more passionate, more loud. I think this is, it would have been, look at the color tones here. We've got reds and oranges and yellows versus the dark mauves and purples and black. And it doesn't mean that this was a bad relationship, but it does seem angsty. This Lover's card, Gemini energy can be, air energy can be lots of thoughts. Whereas over here, we got lots of fire and wand energy. It's more action taking and passion and desire to express oneself versus a lot of thoughts that never get much past the brooding, wanting, needing, living in the 5D realm, but not really taking much action. I feel like this could have been a brief romance that ended, and there could have been a lot of longing for a period of time, but this is over. And I think that we're going to see a character who, it's kind of like they're coming back to life, and they're starting to have some fun, and they're going to have, like, I don't know, it feels like big old melee or something that they're going to go to. And it's just, it reminds them that, oh yeah, this is way more fun. This is kind of like the group that I really blend better with. And it's a big contrast between this kind of fun and maybe meeting somebody new and celebrating in a boisterous manner and meeting a new possible romantic partner. This feels more right to me than that person from the past. Now I understand why I'm not with that person from the past, why that relationship ended. It was very broody. It was very angsty. And by the way, it could have been a same-sex couple. Doesn't have to be. Just we do have that as a side note here. We can always be talking about same-sex couple or reverse gender roles in these stories. But it certainly comes across like I don't know, something had to be handled differently somehow. We have an 8 of Swords. We are moving into Year of the Snake really soon, and sure enough, we have a big old cobra. Um, we also have a feminine here that I kind of cover it up because they don't have all their clothes on, and the cobra is kind of sneaking up behind them. When it comes to passion, it does say that there could have been a lot of like intimacy that kind of was the thing that got a character tangled up for a while. Like this could be the explanation as to why a character had bonded so much to the wrong person. Maybe because of the intimacy, whether it's just because, intimacy, literally the word, indicates to share something of oneself with another that isn't shared with the rest of the world. And it doesn't even have to be like a sensual intimacy, although in that card it actually technically is. But it really says, anyone that we shared a bond with or something, gave something of ourselves to another person. We shared our life stories with each other. That's an intimate bond. And it's easy to get stuck on a romance where it's like, well, we aren't really good together, but it's hard to let it go because we shared a bond. I think that makes a lot of sense, but I feel like this character is going to get some clarity that that's what they were stuck on. And maybe it was a lot of intimacy. But it does kind of look like they're going to be releasing that. We have a 3 of Wands. We have an Ace of Swords. Alana, yes, I will do a Libra tonight. And I had a request for a Virgo too. I think I will pop over to the other channel right after this and we'll do at least a quick bonus for Libra and Virgo, okay? I'll do Libra first for you, Alana. 3 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. These, to me, are starting to look like, with that Ace of Swords in particular, I think our character has severed that intimate bond. I think that they let that energy go. I think that they let go of it because it was turning them into stone anyway. I think it was making them unable to move forward. They were kind of like, I wonder if our character hasn't been single for quite a while, still connected in the 5D realm to a partner that they shared some intimacy with. And that had them really, in the 3D world, had them turning into, like I say, like a statue. Really hard to move on when we're trapped in that vibe. 3 of Wands is upright. I think our character is realizing how good it feels to get back to who they used to be. They're gaining more and more of themselves every day. They're excited about their future. I don't know where our character comes from, but it feels like they love to travel. Maybe they've been throughout Europe. It looks like some of the real classical cities. There's some of the architecture that looks like, heck, some of it looks very medieval. So, I mean, obviously Europe hosted the Dark Ages, didn't they? Medieval times. But I also see like castles with the spires. It looks like German castles. It looks like there's some Portuguese looking architecture. There's some old Italian. There's possibly like British. So I don't know if she's multicultural or not, or if this is like all of her hopes, wishes, dreams, and plans. They're coming back. Like now that she feels more like herself, now that she's like alive again, now that she's surrounded by interesting people and lots of international music and dance parties, and she's feeling like she's cutting that energetic cord, she's starting to plan her future again. I forgot I wanted to go here and there, and I wanted to go visit these different places in Europe, or maybe I wanted somebody to visit those places with me. It just feels like she's really happy about, what her future holds now. And I think it's been a while since she's been free of that old lover's connection. Okay, so this might be one of our shortest stories we've ever had, but what does that mean? Let me just look at her 3 of Wands, her upcoming future. Okay, so there is a King of Swords in her upcoming future, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, somebody who could be extremely educated. And look, the dude's in a castle. He could be, maybe she does go and take a vacation to a castle. Maybe she gets inspired to do that, and maybe she meets somebody that literally is a duke or an earl. I'm hearing Duke of Earl, that old 1950s song. And you are my girl. Something I can't think of the rest of those lyrics, or I'll start singing it. Um, but it looks like he has like a library. Maybe he's a researcher. Maybe he's a librarian. Maybe he has some connection or ties to whatever this world is that she wants to return to or be a part of. We've got the Hanged Man in the reverse again with the library here. Yes, child of mine. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. She's ready to go do some research in his library. I'm a mess. My dog is here. My earring has fallen. My dog thinks the earring might be something he should run off with. You can't have that, puppy. And I'm just going to George Michael my way through this with one earring on. This feels like whatever this person is, this individual that she's going to be meeting, it is somehow connected to castles in this story. Castles, old books, old writing, something about libraries, maybe. I don't know if he's just going to be really well read. I would definitely picture him speaking another language in this storyline. He comes across that way. There could be like an old world vibe to him, no matter what. He could be very like a classical male, like you would expect him to live in a castle or expect him to like, you know, have some code of conduct or some code of honor. Not saying that automatically people who live in castles must have had some awesome code of conduct, but he seems to. This is very interesting. She seems to be quite the an adventurer combined with somebody who needs a spark of excitement, somebody who wants to learn, somebody who wants to travel, somebody who wants to experience and explore life. And I think as she's reawakening that, of course, it's going to put her back on the right path. Of course, she's free of some 5D connection and she's living in the 3D again. And the 3D world is good. It's a tangible world. It's a world that we're all in. We got 8 of Wands. We got the 7 of Wands in the reverse. There's really no obstacles between her and this person. She just might, I know this is a very specific storyline, but she may meet somebody while she's traveling and she may wind up permanently moving there. It's easy conversation for these two and there's no real blockages. If she's as much of a kind of free spirit, interesting kind of character, I could see how she would listen to her heart, her interests, her hobbies, the things she's curious about. And I could see her being very open to, what do you mean? So you live in a different culture and I'm only here on vacation. If I fall in love with you, then I guess I'm moving here. You know, I could see her like immigrating really easily because why wouldn't I? It's life is supposed to be an adventure because we see these wands flying in through the castle windows. I keep seeing her uprooting her whole life and going and building a new life in a castle. I mean, I know that sounds so fantasy, but I don't know. Maybe she's going to buy one of those Italian homes for $1 and help, you know, reinvigorate an Italian village or something. Maria, thank you, Angel. You are so generous. Thank you, love. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Maria. That's such a beautiful donation. Thank you. This just feels like, why wouldn't I? Why would I hold back? And look at the contrast. If she's willing to go explore the world, see different cultures, meet somebody who's got this wealth of knowledge behind them. You know, anytime I see lots of books, I always look at it as somebody who's been curious about the world, curious about history, curious to expand their mind. So he's going to be open-minded too, versus the person she was with previously that was like, everything was angsty, broody. We're not really even connected anymore, but it's really hard to let go of each other. So we're wasting years of our life being in this kind of, Aries doesn't like it, this kind of like bond that isn't in tangible existence. It's just that I think of you and you think of me. I am so glad she's cutting herself free of that, because she's, for all of the non-exciting time that she spent, I mean, I know there was passion with this person from the past, but the majority of her relationship with this person of the past was more spent in angst and thinking about each other without any of the, basically the payout of being together, living a life, exploring the world, moving to a different culture, talking, you know, all day and all night about interesting things, discovering ancient history, choosing to be brave enough to really love somebody in the 3D. And if it means uprooting your life and moving someplace, why not? What's a harm in that? You know, why wouldn't I do that? I can see why she's a much better match with this King of Swords. And the King of Swords is still very logical. They can get in their head and be a bit broody, but this King of Swords is more like stable, but has a really broad and open mind. I can see why this is the direction she needed to go. But first and foremost, she had to separate herself from that person of the past. And that's where we began. You know what I think is funny though, is that the moment that she realizes that it's a good thing she's not with that person of the past, it was in that first card, that 5 of Wands, where I said, well, this looks like a ruckus, and it looks like a fun ruckus, and it looks like, I don't know if she gets pulled out of this broody 5D realm, because this is easy to sleepwalk through months and months or even years of life, staying connected to the ghost memory of somebody whose energy longs for us and we long for them, but nobody gets off their ass and makes the connection happen. And I think this is like her. Imagine being woken up from your sleepwalking because you walk into a big party with a bunch of friends and it's funny and it's wild and you can't help but just be present. I feel like she needed a big explosion of joy and partying and something really fun and warm and loud to like snap her out of this dream state she was in with that other lover for so long. So I think that being around a big warm group of maybe kind of wild, kind of nutty friends and family members was really good for her. It snapped her back to who she really is and what kind of life she really belongs in. She does not belong in the broody world where she walks alone for years on end, pining for a lover that's, you know, stays away from her but pines for her also. That is so not, she is not angsty. That was the other lover. Her other lover was angsty. I don't know why, and I'm not going to go down the road for them because that's for them to figure out. She's free of that other lover now anyhow, so we're going to just go ahead and embrace the fact that she's going to live in a castle in this storyline. You guys, really good to see everybody. So nice to catch you. Wendy E, Tammy, great to catch you. Marabuka, hi, sweetheart. Good to see you. Voyager 2, glad you made it over here also. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you for being here. Miss So the Peaceful Observer. Hey, Kim. Thank you again, Maria. And Atala, great to catch you. Wendy Parker, you made it just in time. I'm loving it. Sander Luke, good morning, my dear. E.M. Bell, so good to see you. Hey, Midnight Mora. Delana. And Alana as well. Hey, Sabrina. Thank you, guys. Really good to see everybody. Cosmo Guy. Hi, honey. Wendy E. Miss Moody. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Happy Heart. And Gabriella. There you are. Good to see you tonight. All right, you guys. I've got to go check on the baby. And then I'm going to bounce back over to the other channel and do just a quick bonus for both Virgo and Libra. Yes, he knows. I'm the baby. You said me first. Yes, I'm coming to you first. All right, you guys. Oh, thank you so much. Victoria R., thank you. I'm honored you're here. Welcome. You are amongst friends. All right, guys. I'll see you again over on the other side in probably about 15 minutes or so. Bye for right now.